Welcome to Likely Inspired, the podcast. It's your boy Coda Prodigy.
And your boy Hugo Finesse. And today we planned on giving y'all a powerful impact show just like we normally do. Always bringing you different content. You know what I'm saying? It's more than just hip hop. We are the culture, we are the streets, we are for our people. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get right into it. And we're going to have my boy introduce himself.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, y'all, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate the time and opportunity.
Always, brother.
Always.
Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my man Clear on the boards. Appreciate you. And yeah, man. So my name is Jonathan Torres. 12/15/1983, a Star was born, based out of Ridgewood, Queens, borderline Bushwick, New York. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha. Queens,
representing
Brooklyn.
both sides. Shout out to Brooklyn, Queens. And then at the age of 11, I migrated out here to the east side of Massapequa. You know what I'm saying? Resided. I went to Amityville School District.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my Amityville villains and all my East Massapequans and such.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, fast forward, man, 2024. It's a beautiful thing. We're blessed and we're here.
All right. I got to get
Right.
to a question real quick.
Let's get it.
It ain't even got to do with none of the businesses or nothing.
Yes,
You
sir.
just threw out a Brooklyn Queens thing, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And there's always a hot debate on that. Brooklyn and Queens is not like Long Island. Being that you're from Queens and migrated to East Massapequa, what's your take? Is it Long Island?
Brooklyn and Queens is absolutely all together on the same geographic map of Long Island. There's just imaginary lines, excuse me, that divide Kings County, aka Brooklyn,
Yeah,
and
Kings County,
divide
Queens County.
Queens, and then divide Nassau and Suffolk
Suffolk,
County.
yes,
But
sir.
if you look at it on the map, they all under the same geographic location. So if you want to keep it technical and be accurate, Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island are all one. It's just some imaginary borderlines that kind of do that, whatever. But very different circumstances, very unique individual lifestyles and whatnot. But there are also a lot of similarities as well.
That's just for a mold breaker for y'all out there that don't understand that Brooklyn and Queens is still on Long Island. You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
Facts.
I always got to reach out to people and get that kind of question because I'm good with telling people once you pay from going from the Bronx and you come into Queens, there is no more tolls to get throughout this island. So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But let's talk about 1PR.
Right.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying?
Credit Solutions. Word.
When did you establish that?
Absolutely. So the exact establishment date or inception of 1PR Credit Solutions LLC is May 4th, 2020. That started off a couple of months after I actually got diagnosed with the CV-19. You know what I'm saying, the original strain.
Right.
I was actually in the automotive industry. I was working with cars for about 6 years up until that point, from 2014 to 2020. And at that point, unfortunately, I got sick around March. I was out of work until April. Went back into work late April. And when I was in, my last dealership, and I was there working for about 2-3 weeks, not only was I kind of a little shook to get sick again because I had pre-existing conditions with my heart and everything like that, but I looked at myself and like, yo, what am I doing here? Like, I don't love this. This is not what God put me on earth to do. This is not what I'm meant to do.
Right.
I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur in some capacity. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Kind of walk at the beat of my own drum. You know what I'm saying? So I had quit the car business in about late April of 2020. And during that time period, I was doing some research online. I was like, all right, man, what could I do to be self-sustainable and kind of be my own business, that things I like to do that's legitimate? I wound up going on Google. I seen a couple of ads for like you could be your own boss, making your own credit repair business. I already had some experience with credit and finance from working at dealerships and also working for a debt collection agency as well. And I wound up opening up an LLC. And once again, May 4th, 2020, 1PR Credit Solutions LLC was born.
Do clients typically work with you or do they work with a team when they're dealing with 1PR?
So 1PR is a sole proprietorship, you know what I'm saying, LLC. So like it's just me. I do subcontract my mom, who happens to be an accountant. So she's also a bookkeeper as well. So she helps me out with some day-to-day operations, you know what I'm saying, like preparing letters, the accounting, things of that nature. But for the most part, whenever anyone inquires about credit repair, credit building, or credit restoration, they all work with me directly. I am at a good point where in the next couple of months, I would say probably by summertime would be where I would have to expand and probably put some people within my organization. But for right now, you can call me Swiss Beats. I'm the one-man band man per se, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dope.
For now.
Dope.
On average, how many do you help a year?
So that's a good question. What I could tell you is since 2020, I've been able to help out over 300 people, you know what I'm saying, and counting, you know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
if you do the math, on average, about 75 people a year. You know what
Nice.
I'm saying? Which I'm very happy for, because to me, it might not be astronomical numbers to the average person, but to me, it's not necessarily about the number and the quantity rather than the quality. And the fact that I've been able to help people kind of change the trajectory of their lives by helping them out with their credit, by helping them, be able to get rid of their vehicle, they hooped into a new car, or be able to help them get approved for a loan to pay off some debts, or help them get their first home, FHA, or whatever the case may be, and put a down payment and get their first house. That's life changing, because now we're talking about generational wealth and empowerment. So the fact that I'll be able to do that with over 200 people, to me, speaks volumes. It's very gratifying. So besides the bread, which I'm very cost effective, I love the fact that I'm helping people,
Right.
especially my people, people of color, African American, Latinos.
Got you.
Yeah.
Why is credit repair important?
Credit repair is one of the most important things in life. I mean, moving forward, whenever you're looking to purchase anything, if you're gonna go buy a vehicle, unless you have liquid cash on the spot, credit, you're gonna get your credit ran. Nowadays, if you want to get a better premium on your car insurance, they're gonna run your credit. Some employers, when you try to go get a job, they're gonna run your credit. If you move into a new apartment, they're gonna run your credit. When you get the lights on there, they're gonna run your credit. If you're looking to purchase a home, unless you have, again, the liquid cash, um, you need credit. If you have a business, LLC, S corp, or C corp, and you're building business credit, you have to utilize your personal credit initially as a personal guarantor to even get the loans initially.
Mm,
So credit is everything, and it's a must. It's not even like a forethought. It is a necessity.
exactly.
Word.
What is the most damaging thing that could be on someone's credit report? Like as far as like a student loan repo, like
Yeah. So anything that has to do with anything with federal, like for example, tax liens are horrible. And I'm saying if you owe money on taxes on a mortgage, um, folks, child support, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's rough, you know what I'm saying, sometimes with that, whatever, but man, get that situated, you know what I'm saying? It is a institution for
definitely.
the state, so that
Hmm.
will go on there so they can not only garnish your wages, but also have a judgment against you. And those are the biggest, obviously, repossessions, not being able to pay, like, your car or your boat, RV, things of that nature, motorcycle. But the little things that hurt the most on a regular day to day is missed payments, right? And we'll go into further detail if you like, but
No, I was gonna say, what do you see most? When you're in there repairing credit, is it mostly like missed payments, or is
yes,
it just like repossessions or student loans?
it's
What
it's
is the
it's
ratio?
most it's mostly missed payments, because missed payments lead to collections and
Hmm.
derogatories, you know what I'm saying, in that order, right? So you miss a payment for 30 days, then unfortunately that might go to 60, 90, 120. At that point in time, it becomes a derogatory remark. And then at that point in time, the creditor, since they try to get the money, you know what I mean, they no longer want to try to hatch sue you for that money. So what they'll do is they'll
Right.
take that debt, sell it to a debt collection agency. So you just say you owe a band, they'll sell it to the debt collection agency for like 200. They'll call you and try to settle for five. You know what I'm saying? So as opposed to the original company losing a stack, they'll make $200. The credit agency will buy it for two, sell it for five,
Hmm.
and everybody makes money. But ultimately, you still lose, because even if you do go ahead and pay that collection off, by that point, the damage is done. You didn't already miss 3 to 4 payments on that particular one debt. And most likely, if you're in collections with that one, you probably got a couple more laying
Couple
around
more
lingering
money,
on
yeah.
top of some inquiries, on top of you having high debt, because if you had the money, you pay the debt. But
Right.
most likely, that means you're not paying debts on time. So then now you have other debt and other accounts as well. So it's just it's a negative snowball. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of a snowball going downhill,
Right.
that's what credit is. But once you
Snowball
start
effect.
going on a negative aspect, it's very difficult to recover from that. But again, that's why one PR credit is your solution.
Right. How do you guys help clients repair and rebuild?
Absolutely. So it's very simple. I do this for every single client. It's the same process every single time. The first thing I do is I send them a link to a third-party credit monitoring company
Hmm.
called Identity IQ. It's a very secure company that allows me to see all of their three credit scores from three bureaus. Now, the reason why I use particular ones because they're very secure, and also you see all three reports, as opposed to using Credit Karma, because Credit Karma utilizes a different scoring model called Vantage 3.0. So it's a different model. So mostly you want to look at True FICO, right? So I go ahead, I give them the link, they sign up for it. It simply costs them $1 to get the reports.
Hmm.
They send me their logins, and then I do a free credit analysis. The credit analysis is about 13 to 15-page report that shows them exactly what's going on all three bureaus. And at that point, I'll see exactly what I can do, how long it'll take, and approximately how much it's going to cost. So
Gotcha.
everybody gets a free credit analysis. Anybody, no strings attached. allow me to help you by doing a free credit analysis. At that point, they could either say yes, I want to move forward, or no, thank you for your. Either which way, it's all love.
So just with the analysis, you'll see how long it is, how long it's going to take, and everything.
There's also sometimes I'm doing analysis and I look at somebody and say, you know what, there's nothing that I could do for you. Here's a couple of tips and tricks. Consider this on the house, you know what I'm saying, a freebie. But if you have any other friends, family, and colleagues looking to get their credit repaired, please send them my way. I appreciate the business and also pay referral and commission fees for everybody refers for customers to me. And now once they go ahead and sign up with me, it's a 3-step approach. The first thing I do is I send certified letters to the credit bureaus trying to dispute some of these, some of these items. I do have a library of over 300 different templates that have time tested, have been working, as well as new AI integration. So we make letters. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I have access to about 6 different small companies that I have an affiliate program with that allow people with subprime credit to be able to establish accounts. They're not trade lines, which we'll go into later, but these are just accounts that you're going to pay that's going to help out your payment history to help offset some of the negative stuff you may have missed in the past. And then last but not least, I consult them, I consultate them, you know what I mean, to help them reduce their debt. So I tell them, you know, for the next foreseeable future, while I'm working with you, please try not to apply for any new credit cards. And please minimize any credit usage. Just use cash and debit, and it puts them in the rhythm of getting used to actually only using their cash and debit.
Gotcha.
And if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Like, don't go jump out the window, go buy something when you know damn well you ain't got it.
Exactly.
All right, so help me help you. We see results as early as 30 days. And it averages 4 to 6 months depending on the client. Sometimes the severity of the client is really bad. It could take up to almost a year, not 12 months. But my goal is to get it done in an optimal and timely fashion. Because the faster I do it for the client, the happier they are, the more likely they're going to recommend me to the rest of the family. So I do it in a expeditious manner, but not like in a rush.
Yeah, expeditious.
T.I. voice.
Yeah, right. T.I. influence for sure. Why do you suggest someone get help opposed to doing it themselves?
So that's a great question. My response to that, first and foremost, is that if everyone could go ahead and do it themselves, then I wouldn't be in business and everybody would have the 800 credit score. So there's a lot of folks may not know the process. A lot of folks may not know the education, the tips and tricks on how to navigate how credit is scored. Because it's a very tedious algorithmic process and scientific mathematical equation, how credit is actually like scored. You know what I'm saying? Even though you don't have to know that per se, but it does help. And some people might not have the time. Some people may be working 2 jobs. They may have a child or 3 or 5 or 7. You know what I'm saying? They may be sick. You know what I'm saying? Or they may just be freaking lazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of the above. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I offer a cost-effective solution to help people. And I look at it like this. Let's say, for example, I do your analysis and I say, you know what? It's gonna take me 6 months to do it. Give me $350. We'll negotiate. If that makes sense for you, I'll do it. Now I say, listen, just let you know, within these 6 months or even after, if you have any friends and family or colleagues that need their credit repaired or fixed, and if you're happy with my services, and if they sign up for me, I'll give you $100 referral. So technically speaking, you send me 4 people in 6 months, your credit repair is free.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's better than that?
No, there ain't nothing more than that.
And sometimes I might be like, you know what? It's 350, you know what? Send me 3 people and I'll squash the 50. It's on me. And then I'm like, oh, wow. So not only did I get my credit fixed, I got it done for free, and now you do good business. So what they're going to do? Tell their friends, family, and colleagues.
That's a fact.
This guy John's the go-to guy. And then 2 friends, tell 2 friends, tell 2 friends. Exponential growth.
Yeah, exactly. You go with it being like a never-ending line for the free 99. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So it's definitely going to keep rolling like that.
That's why I offer, like I said, free credit analysis off the rip. And then I offer $99 as a referral and commission fee for every person moving forward. So it's a no-brainer. There's no reason why you should.
Okay. Does things just happen to like fall off of people's credit at times, like over a course of years?
Word.
Absolutely, yes. So 2 things. 1, inquiries are only valid on your credit profile for 2 years, but they don't just necessarily just fall off. They're supposed to, but the credit bureaus, they're not going to check for that per se, you know what I'm saying, unless you inquire about it. So if you have an inquiry more than 2 years old, send a letter out and that'll get removed automatically because that's what it is, you know what I'm saying?
So that's what you got. You guys get rid of the inquiries and everything like that too.
Absolutely, yes. And then another step of the equation is that every state has a different statute of limitation when it pertains to credit. So there's 7 years in New York State, but it's 7 years from the last time date reported on your credit profile. So if you have an Amex account that was bad in 2010, but it reported in 2018, it's 7 years from 2018, not 2010. You know what I'm saying? From the last reported date.
Those things like that.
Correct. So when I look at the report and I look at last day report and it's old, and I see, all right, I do the math, 2024, we in 2018, 6 years, I did something next year, I bet, let's do it. But
Right.
I'll still go ahead and try to get it removed anyway. I think it validated because it's so old, they may not even be the same company anymore, like how TD Bank used to be Commerce. So if they
Right.
change names and a dot, a decimal, a number, a digit is off, a spelling is off, and it's incorrect, they gotta remove it. So I'll still try, and at worst case scenario, we thug it out, and wait till it comes off next year.
Okay.
But 7 years statute of limitation in New York State.
Nice.
Got a 2 questions with that. That was nice. You know
Copy.
what I'm saying? Good answer.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I does this.
Well
Facts.
prepared. Well,
All
right.
day.
Nah, he's on point for sure.
That's a fact.
Yes, sir.
How much does credit repair companies generally charge? Well, we can, because I want to say, you or
For sure.
basic credit.
So the different companies will structure how they want. I've seen. I don't want to mention no names, but there are other bigger companies, whatever, that charge
Right.
maybe $6.99 a month, $99 a month, and stuff like that. But from my understanding and from my I guess feedback that I've received, this kind of bigger company, which most people know about, they tend to kind of drag it. So what I could do in the next 4 to 6 months, they'll probably take 12 months to do it. So you're gonna be wound up paying 2 or 3 times as much as I would. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, by doing the same amount of work, if not better. I have two different ways that I go about and price it out. So on average, if someone wants to start with One PR Credit Solutions, if they want to pay on a monthly basis, my initial fee for the first month is only $150, and from that point on is $99 a month for X amount of months. And I'll know that X amount of months once I do the credit analysis.
Exactly.
So that'll let me know that I'm out. That's step one. Step two is why I like better for 2 reasons. One, because I save the client money, which they're happy. And number two, I get my money up front, which I'm happy. I'm not chase nobody for a little $100 a month. So hypothetically speaking, if I do a credit analysis and it's 150 for the first month, and then I got to do about 6 months worth of work, I say that's 750 total. I said, sir, ma'am, listen, if you like, I could, as a good faith gesture, I could charge you 50%. So give me 375, which can either be paid up front or 2 increments depending on what your budget is. So pay me, let's say half now, say 150 now, and 150 in 30 days. Or I'm sorry, 175 now, and then 230 days. Does that work for you? Yes. Okay, great. So I cut it in half, 50% for them, you know what I'm saying, to work with the customer, because I know if they're in a credit repair program, they're already having a little bit of issues financially paying their bills. So the last thing they need is to add a whole other bill and screw something else up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, I do get paid for my work. So again, they're happy because they save 50%, and I'm happy because I get a majority of my money within the first 60 days or 30 days, depending on how we negotiate. I would say 90% of people are stick on their word. You have a small portion of people that have fronted in the past, but I've made way more than what I haven't. So to me, it's minimal. I look at it like spillage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know?
Nice. You got a question for me?
What's some ways people can help manage their credit after repairing it?
So I mean, there's a bunch of different apps you can go to, whatever the case may be. Like, there's an app called like Rocket Money. It used to be something else, whatever, where like
I heard about that.
you could put in all of the like your debit cards, your bills, your credit cards, and then it'll give you notifications like, yo, a bill due date is this, bill due date is that. I have my own method. And I think it's very, very simple, and I can't really speak for nobody else. But like, I just go, if you have an iPhone. I'm not sponsored by Apple, by the way. I use an iPhone. And what I do is I go on my notes, and the first thing I do is I do total debt as of whatever date is, right? And then I'll put like what the creditor is,
Exactly.
how much money I owe,
Right.
like what the due date is, and what my limit is, right?
Exactly.
And then every couple of days, or every 3 to 5 days, I look at what's due, and take it from there. Just something as simple as notes. But you have to be knowledgeable on this because even if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an employee, if you're an artist, whatever the case may be, you got to be mindful of your budget, of your spending, and stuff like that. So that's one thing. So I simply use notes. A second thing that I just recently started doing this year is I want to know how much money I make and spend every day. So what I did is I made another little note. And what I did was, all right, so 124, right?
Right.
I made money doing this, credit repair, a little Uber Eats here, a little e-commerce there. Okay, but I spent $30 on a salad. I spent 40 on Uber Eats, right? And at the end of the day, I'll tally up, okay, I'm up 555. So that's my gross for the day. So then I can have an understanding of where my money's going. Like, how much more money am I making on average on a Monday? What am I doing on a weekly? What what I'm doing on a monthly. And then from there, I could be a little bit mindful of how I allocate, how I spend, how I save. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very meticulous on it because it's what I do for a living. And obviously, if someone is coming to me for expertise,
Right.
I want to make sure I'm on point.
Gotcha.
I don't
But
want
it's always good to, have routine like that.
for sure.
Without routine and structure, you kind of everything tends to be out of sync.
Absolutely. And it's practice because I'm like, yo, all of us aspire to be a huge entrepreneur. Like if we wanted to run Google or we wanted to run Apple or wanted to be like Hove and run Rock Nation, like you got to be able to like multitask and see things like multiple entities. So if you can't self-manage, how are you gonna be a boss? If you cannot self-manage what you do from a financial point of view, how are you gonna be mindful of others and stuff like that? They're gonna work for you, or work under you, or work within you as partners or employees if you can't self-manage.
Yes,
So to me, it's like
Right.
practice. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, when Kobe was up at 5 in the morning, when everybody else is pulling up, you know what I'm saying, from the club.
Exactly.
Kobe's in the gym.
Shoot.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to be mindful of that, bro.
After
You gotta
every
have
game.
mentality, you know what I'm saying? Well, everything that you do, not just finances, but in life.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
That is a whole fact. What happens if a client sees no results and they're unhappy with 1PO?
If they're unhappy with 1PO, I absolutely offer them a full discount. If for whatever reason, if they're not completely satisfied with the services, I will give them 100% of what they paid. Doesn't matter for 1 month or 5 months, whatever. Because at the end of the day, if you go on Google and type in 1PR Credit Solutions LLC, I have 4.9 stars on Google with about 40 reviews. So I'm very, very mindful because the way the SEO, search engine optimization, works is my name, when you search for credit repair in Long Island, mine pop up first.
Nice.
Because I have the highest scores. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? So I make sure that I do that. And for whatever reason, I want to keep that score. You know what I'm
What
saying?
are the odds someone's not going to see any results?
Very, very, very unlikely. You know what I'm
You turn
saying?
them down from the gate if there's nothing you can do with it, right?
Absolutely. But sometimes, unfortunately, some folks, they don't stand the course. Like they'll be on point and then, oh damn, I forgot to pay this. Oh yo, I lost my credit card and I forgot to attach my new credit card to the auto pay and now I got a lateness. So I could have done all this work and all that. That's just like going to the gym and doing 45 minutes on elliptical and then going eating a Big Mac supersize. You know what I'm saying? You defeat
Defeat
the
the
purpose of what
purpose.
you did.
Yeah.
So that being said, I can help you out and you can literally work 3 to 6 months to help you fix your credit score, go up 100, 150 points, but you can crush it in like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's mad hard for you to go to the gym and lose weight, but you can gain that joint back quicker than when you lost it. It's just how it is. So you got to be mindful of that. So
It's easy to get in trouble, hard to get out of.
absolutely. So a majority of the time, if anybody doesn't have any results, a lot of it's kind of like, they did it themselves. But for whatever reason, there's nothing that I can do, and they're playing hardball, and I can't get stuff removed, and this, that, and the third, full refund, no problem.
Okay. What makes 1PR Credit Solutions stand out different than other credit repair companies?
Because when you contact One PR Credit Solutions and you visit the offices in Melville and you call the 800 number, you are dealing with a live person. You're not, unfortunately, no disrespect, you're not calling another country, because I could easily get somebody and pay them, $2 a day, US dollars, and have them pick up my calls and do all that. But
Yeah.
you're getting an intimate, personal relationship with me, the owner of the company.
Not talking to a robot or nothing.
Correct, you know what I'm saying? So no AI, you're dealing with me, right? I do integrate AI to use for some templates and some of the laws that change to be up on point. So I utilize technology, whatever, for the benefit of my business, but you are dealing with me personally. And not only that, but I myself, I'm a brand. So the 1PR brand, outside of just credit repair, has been involved in other business entities throughout the past 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like I co-sign myself, and I feel that I believe I'm valid. You know what I'm saying? I believe many others will also agree with that. You know what I mean? So it reflects me. I am my brand. You know what I'm saying? 1PR. You know what I'm saying? Number one
Exactly.
public relations. That's what it initially stood for, but also number one Puerto Rican because of my culture.
Right.
And then when you look at my social media handles, I integrate my last name, so Torres 1PR. Everything is about my name, my culture, my everything I stand for is what I exude. So you're getting valid, honest, hardworking people with integrity when you deal with me in any capacity. So,
Right.
Yeah.